Welcome to this video, which explains the difference between charity and justice approaches to addressing inequalities in our world. Charity tends to involve individual private acts which respond to immediate needs and provide basic needs such as shelter, clothing and food. Charity in general addresses the symptoms of a problem rather than looking at the underlying root causes of a problem, and so it needs to be repeated time and time again. For example, providing emergency accommodation for people who are homeless is essential, but it doesn't address the underlying reasons why people find themselves to be homeless in the first place. In contrast, a justice approach usually involves public collective action. Taking a justice perspective on an issue means looking at the root causes of the problem and how it is connected to other issues within society. It requires us to look at the bigger picture and to consider historic processes also. If we take a justice approach, we are interested in the inequalities that are embedded in the very fabric of our society, and to challenge and address the norms, the laws and the practices which uphold this inequality. For example, social pressure and campaigning over decades led to a significant change in the attitudes and the laws surrounding homosexuality and same-sex marriage in Ireland. An overuse of the charity model can lead us to switch off and to no longer empathise with people who are affected by these issues. It can also be disempowering. If we are constantly told that the only thing we can do to contribute to an issue is to donate money to a campaign, then we can start to believe that this is true. It can also lead us to be intellectually lazy and to forget that we also have a responsibility as national and global citizens to call to account people who are making high-level decisions about these issues. For example, through voting, protesting and demanding that those in positions of power and responsibility do all they can to address inequality and injustice. If we overemphasise and over-rely on the role of charity in our societies, this can distract us from the roles and responsibilities of the state, of corporations, of wealthy individuals and international organisations, all of whom have far more power and influence than most individuals and non-governmental organisations. In addition, if we view charity as the key or only solution to many of the world's problems, we risk perpetuating stereotypes about people living in poverty as being dependent, helpless or unfortunate. This stands in stark contrast to a justice approach, which views the inequalities and injustices in our world as violations of human rights. A justice approach seeks to recognise and address the historic processes that have led to these human rights violations. It requires us to question our own contributions to these problems, to recognise our privilege and to make changes to our lifestyles where possible, as well as to call to account those who can enact broader systematic change.